Looks like I'm live. At least I think I'm live. So let's make sure everything's working here. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the chat box so that you guys can see your messages come up here on the screen, and hopefully there'll be some of you in here tonight. I am trying to do this one a little bit earlier than I normally do because I've been tired recently. Hey there, Andres. Welcome. You are the first person in here. Hey there, Chris. So I've got some big unboxing stuff to do tonight and some stuff to talk about. Hey there, Zach. Welcome, man. The pleasure's on mine. So I got a couple things. Hey there, William. One thing I didn't expect. Hey there, Eddie. So my better half said a while back that she had a surprise for me. That something was coming in the mail. And I thought about, what could it be? I thought, well, maybe it's maybe it's a movie. Maybe it's one of the smaller books that I was looking for. Maybe it's a box set. Hey there, Scotter. Hey there, Griff. But nothing prepared me for what it was, because I had no idea. My cat's in the background. See him? He's always photobombing me now. He's coming. He's like the mascot. Nothing prepared me for this. Hey, Dave. Because as you guys know, I recently got this for Christmas. I got the two Stephen Thrower books on Jess Franco. You guys know I'm a huge Jess Franco fan. So I figured it'd be like probably my birthday or next Christmas. Hey there, Craig. Before I could get anything kind of big again, or something this massive anyway. Better have for the win for sure. So this showed up today. The tome of all tomes, Stephen Thrower's Nightmare USA. And for those that aren't familiar with this book, for a movie fanatic like me, and for a guy that collects out of Vinegar Syndrome, a lot of Severin titles, this is the diamond of these type of books. Stephen Thrower is amazing with this stuff. I got to be very careful with what I show you because there's a lot of nudity and stuff in this book, but there's a lot of really cool stuff here as well that I can show you. So let's just make sure I can show you a page. Hey there, James. That is and I have no doubt that when they were doing the American Horror Project stuff and all that type of stuff, hey there, Cinematic Collector, that they were looking at things like this, like the Stephen Thrower book. I can't show you any of these pictures. I want to show you some of these really gorgeous posters, but so far I can't. As far as page wise, this one's done by Fab Press. It has about 530 pages in it, of course not including the cover, and it is massive. It's a little bit bigger in size than the Jess Franco ones that I got recently. So it's a tiny bit more page and cover than the Franco ones, which is massive in and of itself. I'll show you this. That'll be okay. So this is the inside, just the inside cover art right there. As for the type of stuff that's in it, if you're a collector of horror and you like these here style titles, don't worry, I got a lot more stuff to show you guys tonight too. Oh, this is just part of it. This is the biggest part of it, but it's still got some other kind of hopefully neat things to show you guys. So it's got essays on films and filmmakers. There's a review section. There's the first section is the exploitation incidents, independent. So they go through that. So you talk about people like John Pfizer on Centerfold Girls. There's an interview here with Renee Harmon, and that blows my mind. There's a one here with James Bryan, director James Bryan, with John Hayes. I'm a huge fan of John Hayes. The films of Irvin Wayne Berwick, the films of Nordy and Thaddeus Vane. There's some deep dives, some deep cuts in there, man. Joseph Ellison on Don't Go in the House. Robert Nicholson on Fight for Your Life. The films of Don Jones. It is an insanely amazing book, and I wish I could show you a picture of the inside. Oh, here, this is safe. It's a black and white one from Lethal Pursuit. And this is fairly safe. Let's cover that up. And there's Dream No Evil. And of course, Grave the Vampire, because those are John Hayes classics. But I have more to show you guys. So, who has the Nightmare USA book in their collection? You guys are so quiet tonight. It is an amazingly fun book. But I want to put this over there because for those that watched that are part of my Patreon channel, watch the video that I did on the comic collection. I don't want that to happen to this book. This is a very expensive tome. All right. Yeah, I had a lot of cleaning up to do after that. So before I get into the other stuff that I picked up today, Vinegar Syndrome made the announcement. Hey, they said that on February the 1st, you'll be able to pre-order the February titles. Oh, Craig, it's worth it, man. So February the 1st, you should be able to pre-order the Vinegar Syndrome titles. And of course, we know that one is Hitcher in the Dark. There's the Giallo box set. And the other one, a 90s slasher film. What could it be? Well, it didn't take me too long to kind of realize, actually it took me around like 1 second realize it. It's, hold on, let me get to it. It's this, right here. It's Fear, which is one that I used to have like a old, not very good quality DVD of, so I'm really looking forward to upgrading Fear. Which is, the Fear is a really cool film too, done in 1995. With a cool cast. You got Ann Turkel, Vince Edwards. This was Vince Edwards' last film, by the way. Anna Cairns in this one. Wes Craven. Yeah, Wes Craven has a small part in this film as well. Stacey Edwards is in this movie. So it's a film that definitely has quite the cast. So The Fear is coming out on Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. It's not bad actually. There's two of them. I'm trying to remember which is which because I saw two of them together. But it's a fun little title. It's one that I think people will be interested in. It's got a unique killer. Basically, it's this wooden, like kind of almost like a therapy dummy. I think it is kind of a therapy dummy, which I guess you can project your fears onto, right? But it's fun. It's a really fun little title. Now, you're going to see some stuff here today that I don't normally talk about. Because as you guys know, I collect movies. I collect some video games, and I have my comic collection as well. But there's another part. A part of the collecting stuff that I don't do very often. But I scored big time today with it. And I don't really talk about it on here. So, for those that don't know, I also collect games. And I don't mean just video games. I collect board games, like not regular Monopoly and stuff. I got one of those, but some of the more fun, interesting board games. And I got some of those today. So I think most of these should be in print. Some of them aren't, I don't think. But overall, there's some really cool ones and some different stuff. And some of it does relate to the horror stuff as well. And a lot by a certain game maker. So there was a hey there, Jay. There was a couple that are moving away to Ontario, and they are massive board gamers. Like really, they're big tabletop gamers. So they had like a big list of stuff for insanely cheap pricing, and I contacted them. Le Havre was sold out, which is one that I really wanted, but I guess that's what I'm still waiting on. But I did grab some today that I thought were intriguing and fun, so I'll show you right now. Does anybody here collect board games at all? And if you're here, by the way, and you haven't hit that like button yet, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're if you want to, there's a donation button right down there, right below. Not a button, but a little link. You can help with the channel. That always helps. But right now, let's get into the board games because I'm not sure how long this stream's going to be. Because you guys are so quiet tonight. I mean, like you're like super quiet. And that does not help when I'm making a video that's live. Then that makes me think I could do it like none live. And it wouldn't make a difference. All right. So first off is one which is actually a Chinese variation of a game. Because that's what they had was the Chinese version of it. So this one's probably, unless I can figure it out, it's probably might have gone to my kids. But because they would understand it. And this one was put out by Silverline, Fantasy Flight Games. And this is Bruno Fedati's Citadels. So if you have never heard of Citadels, it's actually a fairly big game. But as you can see, this is the Chinese version of the game, so really not a lot that I can actually... Here's the cards on the inside. Beautiful looking cards, by the way. But nothing that I can read. So that doesn't help. But do have some gorgeous stuff here on the inside. Nothing like Kenny G board game. Now actually... I like a lot of I like trivia games, I like strategy games. I like games that have a bit of storytelling aspect to them. One of the neat things here is, aside from the regular stuff that I picked up, she also had a bunch of games that weren't in their box. And in Chinese, yeah, it's the only one in Chinese. She gave them to me for free, but she gave me some other ones for free that weren't in box. And I'll show you those later. But I'll show you the inbox stuff first. So this is one from Z-Man Games, and it's Rainier. I gotta get the name right now. Kiniasi, I think. Kiniasa game. He does a bunch of games. You trust me. If you played board games, you've probably heard the name. Take the thing. So this one right here is Escalation. This is a really easy game to play. Like literally nobody. Like if you never played a board game or a card game before, you could easily pick up Escalation and play it. It's basically you play a neighbor and everybody plays a neighbor on the street. I do have the Blockbuster trivia game. My kids got it for me. And basically what it is you try and annoy like the other neighbor and they try to annoy you back until until you got to take the cards because you can't go any farther. Like you could, for instance, weed whack their roses. You could sabotage their garden gnomes. You should take cats and put like rockets on them. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do in the game Escalation. So Escalation was put out by Zeman Games. It was actually fairly inexpensive when it came out, and unfortunately, it's not one I don't think you can buy anymore. But if you ever get a chance to play it, to pick it up, it's actually a really fun little game. Exactly. Eddie, you know your stuff. That you get cool points. You get extra cool points because this is something that I really wasn't sure that some people were going to know or get into. Hey there, Jamie. Oh yeah, not only that, but I showed it over. It's over there now. But I got Nightmare USA finally. The book. My better half surprised me today with Nightmare USA. No Christmas thing, no birthday thing, just a surprise present in the mail, and it was the Stephen Thrower tome Nightmare USA. So I'm super stoked about that. I got some cool board games. I'm not sure if you're into board games or not, but I'm gonna have a few that showing on the channel. So this is the Jack the Ripper card game, Mystery Rummy, and it's actually a really cool little game. It's like 62 cards in altogether, 25 gavel cards, 36 evidence cards, and one Ripper escapes card. Oh, I cannot wait, man. So I love the way the packaging is done on this, by the way. So you open it up, and you see your 6 suspects. Gotta be careful, see? The person that owned all these games was a board game collector. So they were massively careful with their board games, as you can probably tell. I also love that this looks like a book and opens up. Still looks like a book. Eventually, I'm guessing you will get around to it, but that's going to be, considering how long Nightmare USA probably took to make, I'm guessing it's going to be, you'll get around to it, but I'm sure it'll be a while. All right. Now, the next one that I did grab was one that I don't know a lot about, but I'm hoping this is a good game. And it is, I think this is the one. Yeah, about Venice, about the pretty much the great families of Venice. And that is Intrigo. Don't you just love the different packages of for board games now? Like the art that actually goes in this stuff. I mean, you look at the cards and stuff. It really is art of the kind of the highest order. They do stick with Bob Ross or Kenny Rogers. I don't have a lot of the traditional board games. I got Monopoly and stuff like that, and I got a Trivial Pursuit here somewhere. So this is probably the one that's going to interest some of you guys the most. And this is a fun little one. I got an expansion pack for it as well. And this was a second edition that was put out. And this is Let's Kill. Oh, I used to play cards against humanity a lot with my last job. Basically, we'd usually on the weekends have a couple drinks. So Let's Kill is a really fun one. If you've never played this, you're a serial killer in it, and you want to kill as many people in as a creative way as possible. Hey there, Jason. Hey there, Michael. You just missed it, Michael. I just showed Nightmare USA, the book on here. And I was really, really stoked to see it. They finally get that. So yeah, and Let's Play, you play a psychotic killer determined to kill as many people as possible in the most bizarre ways you can think of, using everything from sporks to weed whackers to industrial paper shredders, while gaining as much media coverage as you can. Phase 10's a good game, actually. So, very different game. Now, they had a couple expansion packs. There's 2, actually. They did have one of them, so they did give that to me as well as a free, actually. And that is A Pretty Corpse, which is kind of a fun little expansion pack with a lot of little neat cards. So I'll show you what one of these cards looks like so you can get an idea. Even better than I think it's going to be. Hey there, Dungeon. So they're all done like stick figure-ish so that you can get away with a lot with murder. Literally. There's the bread truck card, for instance. The bread truck card cannot be used to whack victims in locations, but may whack up to 2 victims who are both outside of locations. So you want to kill as many people in as many inventive ways as possible. So, Jamie, when you're making like a slasher film, stuff like that, these are fun to look at. And just if you love horror movies or slasher films or serial killer films, then Let's Kill is a really fun game to play and really easy to get into and pick up and play. It's a basic card game, kind of in the vein of Gloom. Steven Thrower is amazing. It is a card game. Kind of, it reminds me. It's reminiscent of Gloom in a way. So, the last 2 actual box board games I got here is, first off, there is Fabula. And if this looks kind of familiar, if you're a board game like fan, I looked at the Urban Legends one. I kind of want it, dude. Now I really want it. This is done by, and if you can't tell, this is done by the guys that did Dixit, which is a beautiful like piece of art game, literally. And it does stick with that style. So it is done in the Grimm's fairy tale type of a world. So you get kind of art cards like these. Yeah, it's the same creator. There's a couple. So really looking forward to playing that game. You play like Grimm's fairy tale type characters. And like much like Dixit, you've got a clock that's running down. Oh, if you've ever seen Dixit Duns Studios, then you know exactly the kind of like work they put into their stuff. And because I thought it'd be really fun, and I'm guessing Eddie is going to be the one that'll get this one. So I got a version of Essen. And I'm super stoked about this one. So does anybody here know what Essen is? Put this on backwards. So, for those that don't know, Essen is a where board game companies go to sell their games. So every year there is an international board game fair in Essen, and if you want to sell your game, exactly. If you want to sell your game, if you want to have the next big board game, you have to go to the international board game fair every year, and people go there with their new games. They want their game to be the next big hit, the next Monopoly, the next Settlers of Catan, or in this case the next Essen, because there are awards that you win at the board game. Things you win with the movie festivals and stuff like that, and an award from Essen and a look from them could make your game like from obscurity to one of the big boys. And this one won the Ludnord 2014 Strategy Game of the Year. And literally, that's what this game is. It is a game about you being a board game maker, taking your game to Essen, and seeing if you can sell it. And it's actually pretty brilliant. Is this the one we play the? Is this the purchase one? Because there's two. There's a couple. There's two SM. It is fun. I mean, it would be. There's actually a really good documentary on board games. It's pretty meta. That I watched on Amazon Prime a couple times, and I gotta watch it again. I'm not sure if it's still on Amazon Prime or not, but I need to rewatch it now. Now that being said, my better half saw the games, and she said, "Well, are there more? Are there any more that they have?" Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. And the answer is yes. Yes, there are. So we are negotiating. We're doing board games today, Kubrick. Well, we did on Nightmarishly USA earlier, and I will get that and show that again here before the end of the video because it is an amazing one. And we did talk about the fact that the fear is coming to Vinegar Syndrome. So Jamie, if you didn't see that announcement already. Oh, dude, it's the fear. Shadow was like, it took like 2 seconds to figure that one out. I had an old VHS copy of it, and I had an old really bad DVD copy of the fear. So I looked at it, and it was those times where you gotta kind of guess, and you're like, oh, I wonder if that's this, or I kind of wonder what this might be, and I'm like, that's the fear. Like right away, there's no mystery part about it at all. Like once you've seen the film and you've seen the killer, you see that wooden man killer. It's pretty obvious. So when they showed the banner coming on February the 1st, whatever could this be? They weren't trying to hide it too bad. It's the fear, which is a really cool little film. I actually liked it. I'd like to see them put it in the sequel too. You can always promote your videos or Kubrick, man. That one is, let me show you. All right. So it's got a pretty cool cast. It's got Wes Craven in it as a small part in the film. So this is the fear. He's whatever scares you most. And they're not joking. That's pretty much what the character is. If you don't like spiders, you're gonna see spiders. If snakes are bothering you, that's gonna be a thing. If you don't like drowning. And there's a little description here, which we'll read. It's been a long time since I've seen this. There's actually 2 of these films, by the way. A weekend group goes to a remote cabin for fear therapy. While each person is working to conquer their worst fears, they all become terrorized by a living monster made of wood. Directed by Vincent Robert. Cast-wise, there's actually a pretty good cast. We got Heather Medway and Turkle's in this. Vince Edwards, this was his last film, by the way. Anna Curran. We got Eric Wise in this, and Wes Craven. Gregory Littman, and of course Stacey Edwards is in this as well. So yeah, it's pretty cool. They have the store chain called Mind Games out there. I think not here. I don't think. I saw one up in Ontario, but I don't think we got one here. The closest we got is Master something. Mastermind, which is not it's like kids, educational toys. Oh, I wasn't finished with the game, so there's a couple others. See, they had some where the boxes got ruined, but because they were really careful with their games, the game boards, all the pieces, even the books, all that stuff were saved, and they gave me some for free. So I got to find a way to package these so that I can actually make sure I don't lose anything. So right here's the first one. Now I'm looking at these together. I think it's going to be a big game. This will be a good game. This will be a junky game. What will it be? Okay. Oh, wow. All right. So this is Abandoned Ship. And it's a game where you play rats that's trying to get off of a ship. They want it to sink. This is your ship right here. They are little rats in your dice. And of course they now, for those that don't know, Abandoned Ship is actually a very popular game. But not just that. It's a very expensive game. So to have them reach out and be nice enough, like they didn't have to give it to me for free, but it's totally here. This is a $90 game in this bag. This game here, if you were to go out and buy it, it's $90. That's how much the game costs. They were nice enough to give it to me for free. They definitely have a type of game they like, by the way. Okay, wow. So next up is End of the Triumvirate, which is a really, really good game. I've actually played this one. So this is the one. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one set in the Roman Republic, and you play one of three people. I think it's it's Caesar, Serious, and I can't remember the other one is. But the idea behind the game is to become, to take over the Roman Republic too. And I think, yeah, everything is here. This is amazing. Holy crap. And kind of just give you an idea. So let's just let's do this again. All right. So if you're a gamer, a board gamer, for instance, one of the big sites to go to is this one right here. It's called Board Game Geek. So let's look for instance for the end of the Triumvirate. It was done in 2005. So some of these here aren't available anymore. It ranks them for you. So you see 2-3 players, 60 to 90 minutes for a gameplay, ages 10 plus. The complexity rating of the game, 2.73 out of 5. And it's neat because they'll tell you, like you can find the English edition in 2006. You could, they'll go to the Geek Marketplace. At the time was $25 in the US, which is a really good price for this game. Unfortunately, it's out of print now, so you gotta look for it in if you're looking for it, then you're gonna be looking in a lot of the eBay prices and stuff like that. So for that type of stuff, it's gonna go up and down on whether you whether it can be found and what the price is gonna be. Let's see what the next one is. So we're seeing these together for the first time, by the way, at the same time. I just recently got home with these, so I didn't get a chance to look at these yet. So we're discovering these together. So this really is an unboxing. It's Clippers. Cool. It's been a long time since I played this game. So another Euro Games release, which is Clippers, and pretty much some more reasonably priced. For now, it is. That's the thing. Dungeon is the fact that a lot of these go to print and then they cost a lot of money. That's so when you can get a game that you like. Oh, that's. And this one here, Clippers, should be. I'm sure this one's reasonably priced. 2002 though. Okay, so we got around 90-minute play time, 2.62 for complexity, so that's actually not too bad. And see, look, perfect. Like you can find some of these somewhere, sometimes for like $15, like in the geek market, or there's eBay listings for it. So obviously, like really good, really well priced. Which is super cool. Well, I didn't show you guys, did I? I didn't show you anything. You were just looking at my face, and I was just like, hold on. There you go. That's Clippers right there. I didn't realize I wasn't showing anything. So what is this? What is this? What is this? This looks familiar. Oh shoot, the title is French. I'm totally not going to be able to say this. So, all those games in English, there you see it right there. So what that translates to in English is the Musketeers of the King. So this one is about the 4 Musketeers. Yep, so you got Athos right here. Where's the big guy? D'Artagnan. So price-wise for this one, let's find it together. Some of these are actually pretty reasonably priced, so I actually like that. So I gotta spell this out because there's no way in hell I can. So complexity at 289, it's a little bit harder. 1 to 5 players, 75 minutes, 12 plus. Runs around like £40, or suggested retail price is $59, down to $52 right now, which is good. So if you like the 3 Musketeer set games and you don't mind a little bit of a tiny bit of a learning curve, then you're good with that one. And last but not least, this one was tied up pretty good. This in French. Oh, it's both. Okay. What's my favorite board game? I'm actually pretty simple, Jason. I played a lot of Settlers growing, like when I was in college, and after college. So I really like Settlers a lot. You know, I like some of the base ones. But Gloom, I think Gloom is probably my favorite game. I just like the so yes. Sorry. I got excited because this is another Run Your Kinesia game. Cluedo. Oh, as we call it, Clue over here, but I love that game too. And this is Rhinelander. So this one is cool. So you have your Rhinelanders there, your knights. Of course, each color has their own different ones. Your massive bishop character. I gotta put this one in another bag because I'm really worried about this one. You know, this is a find. This is like Face to Face, who did the English edition of Rhinelander. And let's just look on the price for that one. So far, Abandoned Ship has been the most, the highly priced one of the ones that with a box. But I'm pretty sure. So we got like 3 to 5 players, 45 minutes, 12 and up, 2.44 in the complexity rating of this one. And Rhinelander, you can get it for around $129 American. Not even joking. $129 American. And when you see like the cheaper prices, like the geek marketplaces, those are on the really low scale that you hope and that some people put games out there for, but that's usually not what you're going to get them for. I'll tell Dina DVD I was doing a board game one then. Tell him that I may be, if things work out well, Kubrick, I will maybe doing another one tomorrow where I may have more to show. So that's in the works. It's out of print. I thought it was. I mean, I know there was the original edition of it that came out. It was in its original language, and then of course there was the edition that came out with the face-to-face one, which put it in English, which is good for me because I don't know. Hey, there's Cinematech. I just did my first. I've done unveilings and stuff, and kind of where I show off stuff. But I think this is the first time in quite a while that I've actually done a blind unboxing, like a really blind unboxing. Hopefully he's doing well. I haven't seen mine in a while. But anyway, I'm kind of blown away right now. And for those that missed it, I'm going to get my Nightmare USA book in a second to show you guys, because for those that don't have it, it is amazingly impressive. Like I had no idea it was going to look that good. Same with the Jess Franco books. I thought the Jess Franco books were going to be good. I did play Dungeons and Dragons actually. Hey there, Judith. Any thoughts on the Willy Wonka prequel? Yeah, not a lot of interest, to be honest with you. I'll keep it on mind, I guess. But not something that I think I'm gonna get really watch unless it's like free. Nice. I cannot. Jamie, by the way, when I get things worked out here, actually, which should be pretty soon, I may contact you if you don't mind, and we'll tape a little conversation. We'll talk on here. Oh, they're doing a Willy Wonka prequel, which somehow is going to get around the fact that Willy Wonka got those Oompa Loompas as kind of like slaves. So I'm not sure that's going to work. But for those that aren't like following Umbrella Entertainment's Drive Delirium releases that are coming out, hey there, Damien. Definitely check him out. Jamie works on the Drive Delirium releases as among the many other things that he does and has done. So make sure you check those out. They're amazing Blu-ray trailers, Blu-ray that I need to get. I really need those. So I actually have a couple 10th of more than 100 trailers. Nice. You're not the only one, Kubrick. Pretty much everybody hated the Charlie and Chocolate Factory film. It was weird, man. But Drive Delirium, there's a new one coming out. So you haven't, if you're not up to date with your Drive Delirium stuff, like unfortunately I'm not. Make sure you check it out. Oh, wait a second. There's a new box set of the first 5 coming out in advance of the new one coming out. Ooh. Will that be on the exclusive to the Umbrella Entertainment website, or will you be putting it out in like in stores and that too? Like, will it come to your version of HMV, which I think is JB Hi-Fi? See, we're breaking news here tonight, guys. The box will be limited and super cool. I'm gonna keep me, Jamie, in the know when it comes to that box set. Because that's something I'm interested in. Because I don't have any of them, and that would be a great way for me to catch up. I need me some trailer stuff. It's not for sale on the street. Ooh. Man, because Men coming out on Blu-ray? It's like, because obviously it's a Netflix film. Oh yeah, it's about Tom Mankiewicz. Hey Matthew, welcome. The book. I was going to get the book. I'll be right back. The box set and the Final Conflict volume. Huh. Keep me updated, Jamie. I want to know. Because I'm actually I'm more than intrigued. And feel free to pimp it anytime on the channel, by the way. As it gets closer, we can actually start talking about it more. And when it comes up live, we'll actually put a link here in the video so people can actually go out and buy it. But not before me because it's limited. But I'll be right back. One author's books I've wanted for years, more than any other. This Christmas, I got 2 of his books. I got his 2 Jess Franco books. He put more work into Jess Franco's work than pretty much anybody but Jess Franco. It was super incredible. And but there was his first book. What's his first real book? Have I seen the YouTube theory that Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka? No, I haven't seen that actually. But that's just a theory. And this is the one, and there's supposed to be a second volume of this one coming out sometime in the future. So Nightmarishly was Stephen Thrower's massive tome on the independent scene. This runs from, I think, 1970 something to 1985. And it really goes. That's my next one, Jamie. So the next one you'd get is Beyond Terror, the Lucio Fulci one. Obviously, you guys know I got the other day, Jamie unboxed 2 4K Fulci releases, House by the Cemetery and New York Ripper. Actually, no, they got Willy Wonka already cast in the new one, I think. Oh, Danny Perry's got some great books. Just asked my friend Brian Sauer, by the way, just did this podcast, which you should check out, and Pure Cinema. And while you're there, by the way, Daniel's been doing such amazing stuff with Cobwebs, and I was on the latest Cobwebs podcast, talking about Paul Naschy and werewolf films. Like, I'm actually trying to find like covers like that I can actually show you guys pictures. Everybody's gonna remember this one. The hardcover one's really hard to get. There is the revised edition The most recent pressing has been put in the soft cover now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the hardcover, but I can still get the soft cover, which is the same pressing. It's just a different, doesn't have the cover. I think it's the first time he had one going soft cover. I'm a little bit worried about the binding a tiny bit, but I'm sure that, Fab Press will do a really great job with it. So here's Screams of Winter's Night, for instance. And like just the stuff that they go into here, the making of strangeness, a thing on it's on John Hayes. Famous Malibu High is mentioned here. So they break it up in 3 parts. So the way that it works is, okay, well, this is heavy. Section 1, the exploitation independence, goes for the first like 60 or 70 pages. Nice, congratulations, man. The second section is essays on different filmmakers and films. Everything from like Dirty Games in Hollywood, basically the career of James Bryan, including an interview with Renee Harmon. There is the films of Don Jones, the career of David Durston, Joseph Ellis on Don't Go in the House, Mark B. Ray on Scream Bloody Murder, the films of Tony Malawansky, Raising the Child, Who's the Ghost is with the Mostest, the films of Frederick Hobbs, To Sleep Perchance to Dream, George Berry on Deathbed, The Bed That Eats. Yeah, that gets its own section. And section 3 is reviews. And that's pretty much 118 American exploitation movies made between 1970 and 1985. The whole chapter in Don't Go in the Woods. I got to see that. I got to read that. And that's everything from The Alchemist to The Witch Who Came from the Sea. There's an exploitation independent checklist here, so you can actually try and see if you can get them all from 1970 to 1985. That's available. Oh, Severin just announced that they just got the film elements for a video nasty, a new video nasty that apparently hasn't been seen or hasn't been anything done with in over 10 years. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but let your guessing start now when it comes to that. But Severin made a big announcement about that earlier on tonight on Facebook. Did anybody else see the announcement? Anybody have an idea what that could be? But a massive, massive book. Well, and I've already asked my better half for the Stephen Thrower book on Fulci for my birthday. So then I'll have, if I'm correct. Yeah, they did. They dropped the. Let's see if I can find it here. I think it was on Facebook site earlier. Was it on Facebook or was it on Twitter? Let's find out. I'm very excited with the 4K Severance they're putting out this year. I heard it's right here. So pretty much it says he's doing pretty good. He's just chilling. That's the spot. You can see all the hair on the chest feel because of him. Harnassi's collection is expanding. Just picked up an answer print and all rights on a title from the DPP 39 that hasn't had a film transfer in decades. So Get out your thinking caps, guys. Because Severin, oh, this one behind me right now is Hubert. There's Hubert and Scaredy, who's upstairs with his mom. And there is Bruno, who's over there cleaning himself. So, this is one of the DPP-39, guys. They have the rights to it. They got the answer print. Hasn't had a transfer in decades. So, let's see if people have any ideas of what it could be. Let's look at them. Let's look in the comment section. Did you have any ideas of what it could be? So the video nasty list. They don't say. So, but there's like 39 of these films altogether. 39 Section 2 films that were successfully prosecuted and remained banned. Those were the DPP 39. 33 that weren't. Not at all. I got to say, Matthew, I'm amazed more and more every day. So here are some of the titles that some people are throwing out there. Hey there, Dirk. Leonard Part 6. So a lot of people think that it could be Delirium. Some people are pretty sure it's going to be Night of the Demon. And no, not the Night of the Demon that came out from Indicator. This is a different Night of the Demon. Other things like Don't Go Near the Park, Blood Rights, otherwise known as the Ghastly Ones. Fight for Your Life. The original negative doesn't exist for that one. Most people think it's going to be Night of the Demon. Any thoughts? Do you think it could be Night of the Demon, or do you think have you not seen Night of the Demon? Do you think it might be something else? Yeah, that was a joke. That's why. No, not that Delirium. For instance, when they say I wonder. Let's just see here. Well, Anthropopka's already out. So I know it's not going to be that one. Because so many have already been released, you know. Mardi Gras Massacre, I think, got a release from Code Red. But yeah, actually, Night of the Demon is a good possibility. Sales have been released. See? All those have been released. That's the thing. So this is the VHS cover art for Night of the Demon. Are you ready? Ooh. If it's an answer print, Jamie, that means that's probably the only print that they can get. Which may mean that the OCN might be gone. And the answer print is the only possibility. Which should rule out some films right away. Yep, that is a Sasquatch one. I have like an old DVD copy of this one. I'm not quite sure if this will be the one or not, because I do have a copy of this. Um, I'm trying to think of ones here that I haven't been brought out yet. Because we already got House on the Edge of the Park. Love Camp 7's already come out. Devil Hunter's got a release. Well, Sale's already been out. Like Criterion put out Salo. Blood Feast is out. Fight for Your Life. Could be Fight for Your Life. Otherwise known as Getting Even. There's a different one for you. Has a pretty mean-spirited film, by the way. I think Snuff's already gotten a release. Gestapo's Last Orgy got like a... Gestapo's Last Orgy, that's got an Intervision title, though. That's the thing, right? That's the one, the Intervision. But it's been a while, Dirk, so you could be right on that. Or Flesh for Frankenstein, which hasn't got a release over here. Out of all these there, I strongly think that it could be Night of the Demon. Because the thing that that kind of sinks it for me on the fact that it might be is that it's the answer print of the film. So for those, most of you guys know anyway, but answer print, that's the first like print of the film that's put out, with color and sound on it after film is made. That's called the answer print. Wim Sanderson was a run-up to play Brad Dourif's role. Was he really? I can see that actually. I love Wim Sanderson. He's a great actor. Toxic Zombies. Is it getting a release? I'm glad I'm still glad it was Brad Dourif, but I really do like Wim Sanderson. He's an underrated actor too, and he's done so much. It saddens me that some people like from my generation, just know him from Newhart, from the series Newhart. Because he was this with his brothers Daryl and Daryl. But Wim Sanderson was in Blade Runner. Yeah, exactly. Wim Sanderson did amazing stuff. Was just one of these really great character actors. You just want to fight for your life. It's understandable. Like he's definitely one of those actors. He's really good, but extremely, sadly to this day, extremely unknown, considering the stuff that he's put out. Yeah. I didn't even think about Deadwood. Which, by the way, was an amazing series, too. You're always dropping some knowledge here, Jamie. Stuff that I think Wim Sanderson's... I don't think he's dead. Hey there, Michael. What do you think? Fear, hey? Hey, Antoine, you mentioned it too. Coming up from Vinegar Syndrome. Do you have Fear? Have you seen both Fear films? Or, sorry, The Fear. Because you don't want to get that mixed up with, like, I don't think so. Like, William Sanderson isn't dead, is it, guys? I thought he was still around. Like, I know he's older, but he's not dead. Guy's made a ton of stuff. I think Deadwood's probably the last thing he's done so far. He's retired, I think. I think he's in American Gods too. Like in one, he was like in one point in American Gods. Like he was Beekeeper, something like that. Have a great night there, Michael. I can't believe we're streaming. I thought you streamed yesterday. I thought Wednesdays was your day. No, he's still around, Kubrick. When I finish up, Michael, I'll try to drop in. Because that way I'm on the other side of the camera and I can relax and like eat some junk food and stuff. Which is always fun. So guys, when I finish up here, Michael Keynes will have a stream going on. And you might want to jump in there. Because I recommend it. He puts on some really good streams, and I'll be checking it out too. And you know what? You know what I'm going to be checking it out almost right now because I am starving. Right after work, we went to get some stuff, and we ended up buying all these sexy board games. So hopefully sometime this week I'll be able to check out some of that stuff. I know William Sanderson is definitely, knock on wood, still alive. Holiday house for 2 weeks at the beach. Nice. I wish I was. I'm planning everything, Jamie, right now. Like from other board games I buy to the books that I pick up for like semi-retirement, sort of in well, not several. You know, I'll be working, but it'll be different in Morocco. That's what I'm planning for. I'm just like, I don't know when it's going to be, but the last day, yesterday, made me a lot more hopeful. Just putting that out there. All right, my name is Aaron. You guys are the cult of cinema. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming in. I know some of you guys were not into the board game aspect of it, but you came in and you stayed and you enjoyed anyways. And I truly 110% appreciate that. I am super stoked about playing some of these games, even though I got to get my better half to play them, and I am geekier than her when it comes to stuff like that. I desperately want to look at my Nightmarishly stuff, but right now, you know what I'm going to do? What I'm seriously going to do? What I really, really want? I am going to make some tea. You guys didn't even notice that I shaved. I am going to get some nachos, and I think I'm going to sit back and watch a bit of Michael's Michael's stream that's going on right now. So check it out. Michael's a real nice guy, and he does work with screen right now as well. I will see you guys here soon in the Call to Cinema. Remember, if you see one of my videos on here and you like it a lot, and you want to support the channel, support it by giving a like, subscribe, share the video. There's usually a donation link in the down below, and it does help. It helps out, especially because I am saving up to see if I can get the Vinegar Syndrome halfway package. Still trying, still fingers crossed, still working on it. And that Nightmare USA book is going to make me want to get the Vinegar Syndrome halfway package more than ever. So if you can help, if you can support, please do. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. And who knows, I might see you over Michael's stream. Talk to you later, guys.